When we last left our hero, he had barely managed to get the radiator out of the car. Let's check in now to see how far he got. Hey everybody, got a new video feature this week. In the corner of the screen is the speed at which the video is rolling. That'll help you scrub through the video and find the good stuff quicker. Check it out. Here's my nasty 36 Ford radiator that's had some stuff sitting in the bottom for a little while anyway. But I'll throw some water in it here in a little bit, see what it does. The reward of all my efforts here. Now we can start going after the engine. Going after the fenders. At least the driver's side today. The people we purchased it from told us they had converted it or bought it converted from 6 volt to 12 volt. But the day it was running in the video in the intro that you see, this part right here got all hot, was drip down here. You can see a couple of different interesting things in here. One, the water outlet is integrated into the motor mount. You can see how tired the biscuits on the motor mount are. I could show you what stock ones look like here in a second. And the other thing is, I only have one horn. So I'm pretty sure that this was a standard and not a deluxe. But I've gone and bought some deluxe stuff for it, and I might dress it up. We'll see. It's gonna be a little bit windy out here, ignore the wind noise. But curiosity's killing the cat, so I'm gonna fill this guy up with water here in the old side lock. See, she's filling up. There we go. The cup runneth over. Looks pretty dry on the front. Looks pretty dry on the back. Sweet. Try some work smarter, not harder. So, here, 2 hands. Okay, watch. See that bolt right there?
Yeah.
I just need you to squeeze the trigger when I say go. Come here and hold the gun.
Okay.
Put your hands in there. You got to hold with 2 hands. You got to hold it up with your other hand. See that? Put it on there. Hold on. Push up against it. Hold on. Hold it. Okay. Now don't go till I say go.
Wait, no, wait. It's too heavy.
It's not too heavy. That's why I told you to use 2 hands.
I am.
Okay, hold on.
It's too loud. I'm not going to do it.
Come on now. Go, try it.
It's too far to reach. I use it only forward, but sideways.
Okay, thanks, bud. The bolt that's stuck back here is a carriage bolt. The squares of the corners have obviously rounded off. So I'm going to see if I can try to grab just the back of it. If I can get enough of it to try and get some leverage. It's not going to happen.
Okay, I feel like you need a wrench.
Okay.
And is it going to be thick and stuff on
It's
it?
not going to go crazy, but Hold on. Shit. So I've got a bolt captured right under here, right here at the lip, and I can see it. Well, there's that one gone. Cool. Good. Starting to see some daylight. Who knows how many years worth of crust. Between the running board and where's the other one? Oh, it's all the way back there. I could probably get it too. Oh, I can't get all the way through there. Probably get it with a recip saw, but that seems a little irresponsible. Irresponsible. Well, I couldn't get the hacksaw back in between the running board and the fender, so I just used that blade I was trying to use earlier. Yeah, I got it. We're loose. How about them apples? Now we got to figure out what's holding on the front end. The last thing I'm going to pull are literally these two bolts. By my calculations, this thing should come off. Now we're dealing with wires. Now we go. Ta-da! Whew! How about that? How about them apples? A little bit of rust in places. There's a fracture, crack through here, stress crack. It's okay. It's still solid. Still got the body stuff on it. That goes there. I'm gonna find a place to put these babies. One horn. Let's take a look at this. So there's the whole front end. This is okay, cross steer. I was thinking it came out the side this way. This is the dog bone. This is all effed around. The mount's all jacked up. And here's the crazy thing. I'm pretty sure if you look down along, the axle, I'm pretty sure the axle is bowed, which is why I was looking at doing a new axle. So I decided after cleaning up a little bit that I'm going to go for this splash plate here. Right now it's currently held on by 2 bolts. It also attaches to the grill here with 2 cage bolts, but those have both been sheared off at some point. I'm going to throw some penetrant on here. And oddly enough, Henry decided he wanted to do this with square head bolts, which I think is odd. Anyway, so we're going to let that sit for a little bit. Thinking about clipping these wires. This goes to the headlight, this is the ground. That will take me all the way back to this point over here off camera that you can't see. Would take me all the way back here into a piece that comes off the bottom end of the steering box. There's a set of wires that runs up into the steering wheel. And then there's a twist knob up there that you twist. Depending on what contacts are made, then you've got your headlights and your kind of stuff like that. I tried to scrape a bunch of stuff up here. Again, just trying to clean up a little bit. Pull the radiator hose off here. But to anything I can do to get all this crap out of here, kind of help things out a lot. This wire, I think, used to run to the coil over here on the distributor. There's a wire up here. I think that's the wire that used to run to the coil. It's old and tired. It runs through this loom along and then into the firewall back there. I'm going to clip it. And I'm just trying to eliminate some of the extras. Also, while I was cleaning and straightening, I realized the benefit of having some room to put stuff in the top of my toolbox. So I know it doesn't look like it. Yeah, sorry, Kermit the Frog was my dad's. Anyway, doesn't look like I've cleaned, but I put a bunch of bolts in boxes so I could keep things straight, labeled them. Of course, they're all labeled on the other side. So I labeled them on the side and labeled them on, well, figures the 2 I tried to show you that I labeled on the butts, I didn't. But I like these, again, I like these containers because you can stack them. It's not just a bunch of plastic bags, and they're easier to write on than plastic bags too. I had one bag that I took bolts out of, and I couldn't barely read what it said. Digging through some of these wires. This comes down off the stuff that comes out of the dash, runs down here between the rail and the steering box, pops out here, connects into some tired ass shit there. So I think by clipping these 3 wires that aren't barely even wires, I can pull this thing all the way out. Again, I don't even know what half this stuff does, but I also know that I've got a fairly new wiring harness, a new wiring harness for the majority of that stuff. There's so much crusty stuff under here. I'm pretty sure the steering box isn't supposed to look like that, so I'm going to try and clean it off a little bit too. Let's take a shot at these 2 3/8 square head bolts. Okay, top's 3/8, bottom's not. Bottom is 7/16. Make sure I save these square head bolts so I can return this to a 100-point restoration. Now that I can get the block to where I can look at it, I found a spot that looked cracked here. So I went in and gave it a pry. You can't see it, but it's literally the water jacket. That stuff back there is actually a cylinder. There's a bunch of crust in there. This block is 100% not sellable. It's maybe worth the heads and the crank and who knows what else. But the block is junk. This is the part that broke off of it. Crusty inside. Gonna have to give my guy his money back. And looks like I'm not gonna be able to use that money to buy the transmission. Plan B. I'll take things you shouldn't be able to do to your engine block for $1,000. What is stick a screwdriver all the way in there? Good old Henry steel iron. There it is. It's crazy. There was a lot of shit in that block. It was rusty, crusty. See down in there? See the shadows moving?